Yeah, you talk about guaranteed fireworks, though. Really, that main event.
That was a good fight. It was fun to watch.
Here we go, your boy.
I actually had Cobbs up 3-0, and then Rocha, I thought, started to take over the fight. But did you guys have Cobbs up early?
Not 3-0, but
I think maybe 2-2.
I think I had it 2-2.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was close. Yeah,
It was a good fight.
In those rounds,
they was taking shots.
There were definitely a few where I was like, yeah, I could probably lean that way, or I could probably lean the other way. You could have talked me into 3-0, but
Certainly won the first round.
Yeah. And then, I mean, I told Shawn yesterday. So when Alexis Rocha,
is that edited on?
No,
or?
that's definitely he's wearing it.
He's wearing it.
Yeah,
he's like, no, he's wearing it.
Yeah. When he threw the straight left hand, sometimes when he hooked it, he was a little wide or he missed. I'm not sure if he missed the straight left hand the whole night. It was like, boom, and then that straight left, boom, every time. I was like, might be something to block, and he really didn't. So
it was a test of chins. The other guy just had a better chin. They both took big shots all night.
I just thought for Cobbs, this was like talent and athleticism can get you so far.
Yeah.
And it got him so far early in the fight, and in my opinion, gave him a little early lead. And then it got him so far in his career to 15-0. But ultimately, when he went up against a guy who had that amateur background and had the superior fundamentals and was more fundamentally, technically sound, his athleticism and talent couldn't overcome that. Because he still, I think, to me, showed he's a superior athletic, talent to Rocha. He's an explosive guy. But he ultimately, that talent could only get him so far once he ran into a guy with fundamentals, and he's not fundamentally sound.
I think that actually goes into something I was thinking yesterday. I'm not sure if I mentioned it, but when Blair was moving around, he looked really good. His footwork, when he was moving laterally. But anytime they got in close range, his defense was gone. Mm-hmm. So it goes to your thing. Athleticism, he was able to move. He got good footwork. But then the fundamentals, defense being a key fundamental, anytime they got close, he was getting tagged. But then he'd get back on his bike, he'd move around a little bit, and I was like, okay. And then he'd get him in the corner, and then he'd unleash on him again. So,
and not everybody's
right to what you were saying,
Shawn Porter or Manny Pacquiao, where if you're doing that constant up and bouncing movement, constant motion, you're gonna get exhausted. Most guys, really, you and Manny, great conditioning, were able to do that.
Yeah.
But with him in his fights, he can only do it in spurts after the first couple rounds because, not being Keith Thurman in that fight with Barrios, I felt like he's using a lot less wasted motion now when he would step over, because before he'd take 3 or 4, just be on
hops,
that hops, right?
Yeah.
And so that kind of took an effect on his conditioning in the fight. And once that gas tank slowed down a little bit and he couldn't just use those legs to zip in and out of range, and he was forced, like Carson said, to stay in range, that's where, the flaws really hurt him. But.
Yeah, I think the number one thing I saw about Cobb was just discipline. He doesn't have the discipline to beat Rocha, from the movement. I mean, if you're gonna move and that's gonna be the boxing style that you're gonna use to win this fight, you gotta be consistent. What does it take to be consistent? Discipline. So the moments where he decided, I'm gonna stand here and try to slip, that wasn't what was gonna be effective against Rocha, and it ultimately cost him in the fight. There's other things like he's got fast hands from the outside, but he's not running his hands. As soon as Rocha gets into my space, I'm running my hands and I'm stepping around. But it's a matter of maturity, and also with maturity comes discipline to do what's required. And I just felt like while I'm watching the fight, you can see the talent is there. You can see athleticism definitely there. I would say it's more athleticism than it is talent. And I think that you get with a guy like Freddie Roach, he can polish the athleticism, but then you got to worry about the talent. Are you a talented boxer? And I think that talent from a boxing standpoint is more than just physical. I think that it's also mental and what's in here as well. And I don't think that Cobb has enough here to keep him consistently doing what he needs to do. Is this the level that he's gonna, the highest level that he's gonna get to? I got a feeling it will be if he's not willing to change those things. And everybody's different. I don't know what his training regimen is like. I can just tell that it's not enough in his training that gets him to the fight, gets him staying doing the things that he needs to do. You talked about me and also Manny Pacquiao. I think that, man, I don't want to speak for Manny. I'll speak for myself. I knew what I had to do, and it kind of was like, first of all, it was my dad drew that line. It's this or nothing. You know what I mean? So I never wanted nothing. So I always did what needed to be done. So accepting what I need to do to win this fight is what always kept me throwing 60, 70 punches around, because I knew it was what I had to do. You know, so I think that, you know, Cobbs got to mature. He's got to come back from this.
He's 32. How much more maturing can he do in the ring?
That's
well,
a lot. 32 years.
You can. You know, hey, don't forget what I said. You know,
adversity makes champions.
I said that your prime, I believe, is closer to 34.
And you guys look at Ugas, perfect example. His second start of his career is rolling, baby.
Yeah,
I don't even know how old Ugas is off top.
Not in the 30s.
Not that I'm disputing. I was like, matter of fact, I don't know how old he is.
But do you think Cobbs just believed in himself so much, because this guy, he wouldn't care what you told him. Yeah. He think he can beat Tyson Fury.
He thought he could beat Bud, Boots, and Errol Spence Jr.
Yeah, so do you think that's another downfall, that he just believed in his style and worked so that I don't need to listen to so much? I need to listen to you. To Freddie Roach, or
man, I'll tell you what.
There's something there, Shawn.
The coaches that you see yelling, they yell because they know what needs to be done. They're yelling because they are trying to stress emphasis on this point. Yeah. And I got to get this point across to you, and I'm not going to stop yelling until I get this point across to you. This kid is saying, I can beat this and that guy, and he believes in his athleticism. He believes that whatever experiences he's had to this point will get him over against anybody. And then he's got nobody yelling at him to keep him doing whatever he needs to do. So I think, it's too much of him believing in himself and no one pushing him to do the things that he may be overlooking in himself, you know. So
I want to sit. Go ahead, man.
No, because at the end of the day, when y'all in the ring, I know some people be like, what the hell, like you with Earl Spence, or just some examples of people, why the hell you getting in there? You don't stand a chance in hell.
Yeah.
I remember as a kid, I was going to one of my games and my dad said, you guys think you're going to win today? I said, I don't know. It's going to be tough. He turned around. We went home. He said, you will never, ever tell me that you think you're going to lose. That changed my life forever.
Thing, Shawn, or what?
Huh?
Did your dad do the same thing?
That changed my mindset forever.
Ants team won that day without it on the field.
They did win.
Do you remember?
So dad was right.
Yeah,
they would have lost if
They were all like, we didn't have it, we're good.
Yeah, but it's sometimes it's just a mindset. This guy, I don't know what it is with that guy. I know a lot of people hate him.
He's a character.
Yeah, I like it. I love what he's doing. Some people, you need to give it. How you feel, Carson? It's too much?
I think it's a little too much. He also managed to unite Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence Jr., who both cooked them.
Unite.
It was like the Dragon Ball Z fusion. They did the fusion and they were cooking them on social media. But
he got them to watch his fight.
I would not have watched this fight if it wouldn't be for the BS on social media.
And if that's what he's comfortable being, who the hell am I?
And then we've said this on the show. You need a little of that wrestling stuff.
If that's what if he's comfortable being that, and
it's a niche sport.
Yeah,
that is very hard to get attention.
You better be able to back that shit up, though.
Yeah, even the knockdown somehow was kind of funny. Like he leans down, he gets hit, and his hair goes flying, and he goes flying. And then when they stop it, he gives him a little rumble drill and gives him the shoe shiner to the ref.
That was too much.
Go ahead. You've had some stuff to get off your chest, I feel like.
Did you see that?
What? Yes.
You saw it? Like, he's getting hit. He's blocking, and he's doing all this.
What was he doing?
I gotta imagine his eyes are closed, and he felt the arm embrace him, and he just went.
What was that? Why did he do that? You're the boxer. Why did he do that?
Thankfully, they were some soft shots. I feel like, what if the ref would have just been like, what the?
I don't mean to be mean.
All right, be mean.
But I gotta figure, honestly, you know how when people are yelling back and forth, and then nobody takes a step forward.
And you're saying hold back
until somebody's like, come on, let's go. No, and then all that. I gotta figure that. Nothing came until he felt like it was over. And he's like,
he said, damn, I knew I forgot body punching. He said, it was like he forgot to turn the oven off. He was like, damn, I knew I forgot body punching.
Get him, Zittel.
He said,
overall takeaways from Shawn Zittel.
Not my favorite, mic skills from Blair Cobbs, but I appreciate, especially as a media guy, I appreciate his effort in trying to sell his fight. I don't think Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford would have watched his fight unless he spoke up and got people's interest and made people watch his fight. It didn't turn out well for him. But I think in today's sport, we have too many guys who put no effort. And I prefer you maybe go a little overboard like a Blair Cobbs as opposed to no effort at all, you know. And some of these guys have pay-per-views to sell where if you do a good interview or you sell your fight well, instead of 150,000, maybe it does 200,000 buys. And these guys, they don't even want to sell their fight. And he did. And he had no pay-per-view upside. Now, granted, when you're the champion, you don't need to you're getting $5 million because you're such a good fighter that even if you don't open your mouth, people will pay to watch you because of what you can do with your hands, with your skills. So I get it. But Muhammad Ali, Marvin Hagler didn't like doing interviews really, but he would stay poolside for an hour, 2 hours, and he'd give you some sexy quotes. He'd say something to the public to make them want to tune in. Yeah. And so I do want to say for Cobb, before we, all of us, were entertained by what ultimately happened to him after, but he got us to watch, and Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence wouldn't have watched unless he opened his mouth and got them to watch. So and I appreciate his effort. Yeah,
and I even said last week, boxing is one of those sports where you can talk trash in any sport, but you have to literally get punched, and he talked trash. He got punched, and he lost. So
and what's crazy is they lost the star of the show and was still able to carry the show, and Cobbs had a lot to do with that.
Yep. Woo! Yeah.
Hey, you gotta give my man credit.
Yeah, but he lost. We'll see what he does. I don't know. I mean, I'm sure he'll still talk.
Hey, he'll be a solid person.
He'll still talking trash.
You keep laughing. Cobbs gonna get on your ass.
Me?
Yeah, because hey, Black Cobbs, Shawn Porter over there laughing at your highlights.
His afro is bigger than yours.
Yeah, he get on your ass.
Hey, what I say last night? I ain't.
Well, he also
he gonna get on your ass.
Your hairline's
he gonna get
I'm telling you, he also got hit, and one time it went left and went right. But he's still. What I was saying is, I still think he's not gonna all of a sudden completely be different and come out and just be very soft spoken. He's gonna come out. He's gonna talk his trash if he wins his next fight.
Oh well, let's
lose his next fight.
Let's speak to this. He got stopped this fight, but he didn't take any punishment. Not devastating punishment.
15 punches that landed in the last combination.
I don't know how much that landed, but I just don't think that there wasn't anything devastating.
He hit the guy with some big shots too.
Man, fighters have a different threshold for what they consider taking punishment. We're like, man, that looks like punishment.
Because when the ref steps in, so he hits him with the left hand and he stumbles into the ropes, and then I'm pretty sure he threw 50 punches and he went 50 for 50 because every punch landed.
I get what you mean. It wasn't Meldrick Taylor, Julio Cesar chop.
Yeah,
like,
like
you pissing blood the next day.
Devastating knockout. Yeah, I guess I can get that. I do have a different threshold of punishment.
And tips to all fighters: do not go in the ring with a fro, because it looks even worse. His hair was just rolling.
Can we get the final combination?
It's not the afro's fault.
Tell you what, man, my dad told me to cut my hair. I think I was like maybe 5 or 6 fights into my pro career, and he told me to cut my hair, and I was pissed. But like I was like trying my best to like be like, I don't want to cut my hair, you know what I mean? And he says you got to cut your hair. I didn't understand it. He said you're gonna make somebody miss, and your hair's gonna swing, and they're gonna think you got hit anyway.
Hey, relax. Carson got something to say.
So you hit
2, 3, 4, 5.
He didn't miss a single punch. The whole combination.
But he is rolling.
He's rolling. He's making a miss.
Yeah.
Don't you say he's making a miss. He gets stumbled back, and then he literally fires, and I don't think a single one was a complete miss. Maybe some of them were grazing, but every one of them landed. But
Rashidi Ellis looks good off this win for Rocha.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah. What's up? I'm Showtime Shawn Porter.
I'm Ant. Follow me on IG, Ant with 2 T's. Let's do it. Let's do it again.
All right. Just introduce yourself.
Okay.
And then you tell them what to do. I'm Showtime Shawn Porter.
I'm Anthony Brenagh.
Carson Merk. Like, subscribe, comment.
This is the Porter Way.